don't try to control everything. Like, when I say this, I mean, yes, take intentional action, but don't try to control the timeline so closely. Don't grip it so tightly that you're like smothering it, okay? The universe has a plan. Everything is working out in divine timing for you. As long as you continue to trust that, then you will be surprised at the blessings that come into your life. And on the topic of this episode, you'll be vibrating at a much higher frequency than someone who's always blaming everyone else and blaming the universe and saying, why me? My life is terrible. I joke about this because I used to be that person. Hello, gorgeous soul. It's me, Sam, your intuitive business mentor and guide on creating your dream life, living your best life, and making the most of it. Today, I have a topic to share that is near and dear to my heart, which is raising your vibration. Now, this is all about shifting your energy to really align with the version of you that already has all of your desires, who already has the dream business, the digital nomad lifestyle, the Porsche, whatever it is that you want. This is about becoming an energetic match for that person. Everything is energy. And if you've been feeling like you're stuck in the process of manifesting, this episode will be for you. Because the thing is that raising your vibration isn't just some kind of fluffy made up concept. It's a real actionable thing that you can do in order to bring yourself closer to your desires. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's talk about how you can really make 2025 your bitch in the nicest way possible. Okay, so just to break this down, everything in the universe is energy. Everything has a vibrational frequency. From the cells in your body to the words you speak to the emotions you feel, all of it has an energetic frequency. So whenever you're feeling joyous or abundant or excited about something, that's a high frequency emotion. But whenever you're feeling guilt or shame or even stress or anger, those are low vibrational frequencies. Like, just think about the last time something really embarrassing happened to you. I have plenty of stories from my childhood when I was just like, I wasn't a problem child, but I was just a little bit of a weird one. And so there are many times in my past where I have felt embarrassed, or I feel embarrassed looking back on something weird that I did when I was a kid, you know? That's a low vibrational frequency. That feeling like whenever you want to just shrink and disconnect from the world, whenever you get stuck in a doom scroll, whenever you get just like even apathetic about things, those are all low vibrational frequencies, low vibrational feelings, and those will block you from getting your manifestations, or attracting them into your reality, I should say. So your vibration is kind of like this free-flowing thing. It's not static, it's constantly changing. So you could be having a really good day, feeling really excited and happy about the opportunities coming your way, but then maybe you get a flat tire, or your boyfriend or girlfriend calls you and breaks up with you. Something just totally stops you in your tracks. And then all of a sudden you go down this spiral, this low vibrational path, right? And that's what we don't want. We want to be able to stop that spiral from happening so we can get ourselves back into the high vibrational frequency we were at before, right? So think of it as this free-flowing thing, not something that you are now and forever. It's something that you may be in this moment, but it's about shifting out of that. And I have a great example from my personal life of how I did this, because a couple years ago, I had just started my business. Well, I started my business 4 years ago, but 2 years ago, I had scaled it up to a multi-six-figure business. We did like 30K months in our best months, and that was like a huge accomplishment for me. But at the same time, it was just eating me away inside because I was not taking care of myself. I didn't have the processes or systems in place to sustain that level of success in my business. And therefore, everything just came crashing down almost. Well, that's a little dramatic, but basically I was at a point where I wasn't taking care of myself, I wasn't managing the money well, and things were just not looking good for me. And even though I had all of this outward success, I was stuck at this low vibrational frequency of just hating my life every day because I didn't know what the next thing was going to be, the next problem that was going to come my way, whether it be a client that's mad about something, or a client upset because I didn't email them back for 2 days or something like that, because I was like up to here with my bandwidth. I didn't have any time for myself or even time to run the business properly. And so because of that situation, I felt a lot of guilt and shame because I felt like, oh, there must be something wrong with me because I couldn't make this work. But, I was 25 years old at the time. I was very young still. I still am. Still got it. But at the time, I didn't have a lot of business experience. I didn't have a lot of finance experience. And so I got myself into some pretty tough situations because of that. And so I'm rambling on about this. I've talked about this before on the show. So you could watch some of the older episodes if you want the full rundown on that. But long story short, I was in this low vibrational frequency and I had to shift out of that in order to really get the momentum going again so I could get myself back on the right track, right? So what I did was I replaced my doom scroll with things like gratitude journaling, movement, going to the gym. I truly locked in on my routines. And once I did that, I felt so supported because I was thinking, okay, maybe things aren't going right in my business, but at least I have my fitness routine on track. At least I have my nutrition on track. At least I have my spiritual practices that I'm committing to every day. I'm actually taking care of myself. And once I started taking care of myself, then I was able to trickle that, not really success, but those positive habits into the business. And that's when things started to look up because I wasn't staying stuck in that low vibrational frequency. I was actually taking steps to make a change and vibrate at a higher frequency and start feeling better day to day, which then manifested more abundance for my business. And now 2 years later, things are looking good. All the clients didn't fire us, so that was great. And I have a really new and exciting business opportunity that I mentioned briefly, I think, in one of my previous episodes, but it's like a huge step in my career. I'm really excited to move forward with that. And yeah, things have just looked up recently after it's like night and day from 2 years ago whenever I was really stuck in that bad place, you know? But I'm telling the story of this example to share that things are not ever static. They're always moving, they're always changing. And as long as you move and change and really make moves to make things change, then things will look up for you. But it all comes down to you. Are you willing to do the work in order to vibrate at a higher frequency? Are you willing to do the things that are going to make you feel better and not worse? Yeah, you could go out to the bar every night and get drunk and drink your worries away and then wake up with a hangover every day. Or you could actually commit to having a healthy lifestyle and, fall in love with the gym like I did. Focus on cooking healthy meals, maybe have a glass of wine with dinner every once in a while. But whenever you start relying on things that are not good for you in order to feel better, like alcohol, other substances, you know what I mean? Things like that can really hinder your progress. And all of a sudden it feels like you're in this low vibrational state all the time, when in reality, you always have a way to break out of that. That is something I wish I would have told myself a couple years ago. So if you are finding yourself succumbing to these negative habits, it's really hindering your progress in your life, your business, your spiritual and emotional journey, then just remember this: you are always in control. Even if you feel like you're not, you're always in control. So whenever you look at different emotions, there are certain emotions that have a higher frequency, like I said, and certain ones that have a lower frequency. So joy, excitement for new opportunities, those are high frequencies. Shame and guilt and anger are low frequencies. And there is science to prove that whenever you are vibrating at a higher frequency, you attract more opportunities into your life. And that directly supports manifestations appearing in your life sooner than you might think, or your desires manifesting more quickly. But here's the thing, and this is something that may be controversial, but I truly believe this, and I have seen this to be true in my life. You can't just slap a smile on your face and expect that to fix everything. Gaslighting yourself into being happy or gaslighting yourself into being grateful for something does not work. You cannot fake these high vibrational emotions, okay? So instead of faking it, you need to actually be intentional and take actions to move yourself closer to those high vibrational frequencies, because a lot of kind of like surface level manifestation advice is like, oh yeah, just be grateful and be happy with what you have and you'll attract more into your life. And yes, that's true. I'm not arguing that gratitude is a powerful manifesting force, but if you're faking it and you're not actually grateful, but you're just putting a fake smile on your face and saying you are, that's not going to do you any good. You need to be intentional with the actions you're taking in order to truly shift in that direction, rather than just, making your gratitude journal a daily practice and pretending and that's it. You have to go deeper. You have to be willing to go deeper than that. So now let's talk about some practical steps to raise your vibration, because this is where the real magic happens. The real magic always happens in the actions you take, okay? Mindset and beliefs are important, like we've talked about before, but action is what builds momentum, okay? So, step one is to identify and release the blocks that are in your way. So, this is something that really is great to journal on or meditate on, or you want to really eliminate the noise around you. And you want to have a mindfulness practice that you're using in order to do that. And I kind of am phrasing it generally as mindfulness practice because everybody's different. Everybody has different preferences about what they like to do. For me, I'm a journaling girly. I love journaling. Meditation's a little bit harder for me to get into, but I still do it. And whatever practice you choose, you just want to make sure it's one you can commit to that doesn't feel like a complete chore, because if it does, then you're just going to not want to do it and you're going to create more resistance, which is going to result in you failing. Okay. So as you're doing this practice, you want to identify what is lowering your vibration and how you could raise it. Okay. So in my case, using the example I shared, what was lowering my vibration was this financial stress that I had, this constant pressure to perform and succeed and make more money, and it was just a lot, right? And so in identifying this, that's the first step in really creating a plan to release it. So really think about, what is it that's lowering your vibration? What is putting a damper on your day? Is it fear of failure? Is it something that's seriously stressing you out, like, I don't know, a toxic boss or a negative body image? Do you just hate the way you look in your clothes? Really identify what this is and isolate it through a mindfulness practice. And then in the next step, we'll talk about how to actually release that. So step 2 is to release this and find a way to make it seem like it's not so bad. So when I say this, I mean, I'll use an example of, let's say you hate the way you look in your clothes and you have a really negative body image, which is actually something I struggled with in my past as well. So you could go a couple different ways about this. At the end of the day, the root cause of the problem actually doesn't have anything to do with your body at all. It's all in your head, right? It's about your perception of yourself. So what you should do in this case is you should work on your self-concept. So you should build up your confidence through positive affirmations. You should find clothes that actually fit you and fit you well. Really take pride in how you dress. Find stuff you love to wear. There's stuff that fits any body type. So you just need to really take the time to find what's going to look the best on your body and dress with that. Don't compare yourself to Instagram models online, because if you are a curvier girl, then probably what looks good on them is not going to look good on you, and vice versa. You just need to dress for your body type. So instead of trying to be someone else, you're really stepping more into who you are as a person. And my journey with my own body image and my own health and wellness, I made the decision to lose weight this year because whenever I came back to the US last year, I actually gained 20 pounds. And I think it's just because my body got used to eating like less processed food overseas. I was eating higher quality food because here in the US we have poison in our food. That's a whole topic for another day. But I came back, gained 20 pounds, and I didn't even like really realize it until I just looked at myself one day and I was like, oh my God, I don't even recognize myself, you know? So in my case, I made the decision to lose weight, but I can still look at myself how I was 20 pounds heavier, and I still think that woman is worthy of love and worthy of all the success and all of her desires. I was never unworthy of that, you know, because I had built up this self-concept of believing that I was worthy and believing that I was beautiful, and I'm believing that I deserved all the manifestations that were coming my way. And there's a key difference, because even when I weighed like 40 pounds less when I was a lot younger, I didn't feel worthy of any of that. I had such a negative body image, even when I weighed like 110 pounds, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say it's all in your head, and it's all about building up your self-concept to be positive and to be empowering and to really believe that you're worthy. So that's like a whole long description of saying that if that was your challenge, then you would release that block by building your self-concept, by building your confidence, by affirming that you are beautiful and you are worthy and you are sexy and all the things that you desire to be right now in this moment, whether you are 50 pounds heavier or 50 pounds lighter, doesn't matter. Or in my case, where I was very financially stressed, I've gone through periods of just being dead broke, honestly. And what I did to release that block, the shame of having poor finances, was I kept affirming that I was still worthy of being a millionaire. I was worthy of the desire of having $1 million in the bank, of having financial stability, of not feeling this constant fight or flight mode around finances specifically. And part of that is just working on your money mindset and building up good money habits, right? Rather than just self-sabotaging and putting yourself in bad financial situations, because I've done plenty of those too. But a lot of it is just about shifting your beliefs around yourself. Again, it goes back to self-concept. So what I just described does have a lot to do with beliefs, but it's about taking actions to shift those beliefs. It's not just about like waving a magic wand and then all of a sudden you believe something different. No, it doesn't work like that. There's a lot of inner work that goes into shifting beliefs. So you should find a practice you love, like journaling or meditation or affirmations, whatever works for you, so you can really get through those blocks and overcome them. Now, the next tip I have is to cultivate a daily energy practice. So I don't know if you've seen that TikTok trend where people talk about their dopamine menu, where it's stuff that just makes them happy day to day, makes them feel better if they're having like a low vibe moment. So that's something that I would love for you to curate if you don't already have a list of things that make you feel good and are good for you. So I don't know, it could be something like going for a run, going to the gym, or if you're not into that, it could just be going for a nice walk around the neighborhood or a park or going to the beach, things that make you feel good. Where if you're getting stuck in a doom scroll and you're just like feeling that apathetic feeling that often comes with just being chronically online, just have a list of activities that you can do that will break you out of that cycle and get you into a higher vibrational state where you're feeling creative and inspired again to take action. And my next tip is about protecting both your time and your energy, because both are incredibly precious, okay? So always make time for yourself. If you are constantly consumed by your work or by a toxic relationship or something that's not actually productive or good for your vibration, set boundaries with that. You don't have to sleep over at your partner's house every single night if you don't want to, unless you live together, because my boyfriend and I live together, so we do actually sleep in the same house every day. But my point is, if you have a toxic relationship, then you need to set boundaries with that. And actually, I would advise you not be in a toxic relationship at all, because who wants that? But like if you are in, maybe that's not a good example. I'm gonna walk that back and we'll use another example. Like let's say you have a family member that's harder to get away from and you feel like your relationship with them is toxic. Like it's a parent who always shames you for living your life the way you want to live it or something like that. Then you can set boundaries with that person. So you can choose to only talk to them once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever. And I think you should tell them why you're setting that boundary with them, or if you think they're going to react badly and it's just not a good use of your time, then don't tell them. Just set the boundary and protect your time and energy from that energy sucking person, or I guess you could call it an energy vampire. So we're protecting our time and we're protecting our energy so we can really focus on bringing more high vibrational activities and things into our life. Another great thing you can do if you constantly find yourself reverting back to the same old habits, whether it's getting fast food or going and getting drunk, and then the next day you're like, oh, why did I do that? You need to start acting as if you're already your next level self. So when I say your next level self, I mean the version of you who has everything you want, or at least some of the things you want. It could be your like ideal self who literally has everything, or it could be someone who just has a little more than what you have right now. So when you act as if your next level self, you are making decisions in the brain of that person. So if your next level self is staying in and having a self-care night instead of going to the bar and talking to random guys there, then that's the decision you're going to make. You need to ask, okay, what would my next level self do? If she's staying in, then that's what we're doing tonight. And slowly you start to become that person once you start making decisions as that person, right? So if your next level self is going to the gym instead of going on yet another hinge date, then do that. If your next level self is cooking dinner instead of going and getting takeout yet again, then that's what you're doing. Start putting yourself in the brain of that person and make decisions as that person. And finally, my last little actionable tip on our list is to trust the timing of the universe. Some people say gratitude is the most important aspect of manifestation, but I disagree. It's trust that things are always working out for you and always working in your favor, okay? So if you actually actually trust that the universe is giving you challenges that are going to make you a better person, then you will be in a high vibrational state, because instead of saying, oh my God, my life sucks, everything's hard, everything's terrible, oh, why me? Instead of being like that, you're actually viewing these challenges as opportunities to get to the next level. Like, I had a situation earlier this year where I lost my biggest client, the highest revenue generator for my company. That relationship didn't end great. And so because of that, that was like a huge hit to my business and to my cash flow and just the overall health, I guess, of the business. But instead of viewing that as like this horrible thing that had happened, I viewed it as an opportunity to step up, get more clients, bring more business in, and really grow the company. And things worked out. Things worked out wonderfully, actually. So if I had just caved and crumbled and given up in that moment, then things would have turned out a lot differently for me. But instead of doing that, I actually showed the universe that I was ready for all of the blessings that were coming into my life after that. So just because you hit a really bad setback or a really bad roadblock, it doesn't mean that things are just going to get worse for you. Often things do get worse before they get better, because the universe is testing you to see if you're ready for the blessings that are going to come into your life. Or I should say, the blessings that your next level self has. Don't try to control everything. Like, when I say this, I mean, yes, take intentional action, but don't try to control the timeline so closely. Don't grip it so tightly that you're like smothering it, okay? The universe has a plan. Everything is working out in divine timing for you. As long as you continue to trust that, then you will be surprised at the blessings that come into your life. And on the topic of this episode, you'll be vibrating at a much higher frequency than someone who's always blaming everyone else and blaming the universe and saying, why me? My life is terrible. I joke about this because I used to be that person, and I have seen that type of energy in literally everyone in my life, okay? So I don't mean this to say like, oh, I'm better than you or anything. It's just saying that we all go through those phases where we want to play the victim card and we want to blame everyone but ourselves. But I'm just giving you some tough love, because you have so much more power than you realize to change your life. And it all starts with energy. So we are moving into a brand new year and a month, and I am so stoked for 2025. You'll have no idea. I have big plans to travel and get back into my digital nomad activities, and I'm just really excited. I know that some people may not be super excited for next year for one reason or another, but I just think there's so much opportunity, and actually every new year brings new opportunity. So even if things aren't looking up for you right now, just know that you are incredibly powerful. And just by shifting your energy and shifting your intentionality towards things that really matter to you, you will be surprised at how different your life will be in even just a couple months. In one of the last episodes, we talked about collapsing time, and truly, time will collapse in your favor if you show the universe that you are really intentional about your desires. So on that note, this is really the perfect time to get aligned and set the tone for next year. So I have a few questions that I think would be great for you to ponder on if you have a journal, or if you're gonna go into a meditative state and just kind of reflect on this past year and what you want to achieve next year. So the first question is, what is one low vibe habit I can release? Is it smoking cigarettes? Is it gossiping? Is it watching too much Netflix? Is it eating McDonald's too much? I don't know. But just identify one thing that you really think is holding you back from living your dream life right now. All right, next question is, what is one high vibe practice I can commit to daily? Now, don't overshoot with this one. I know, like, I'm the type of person that I'm a Capricorn. I have big goals. I love to push myself all the time, but just start with something that you don't have a lot of resistance to. Like, it could be going for a walk every day, or it could be going to the gym one extra day per week, or whatever that looks like for you that's really going to bring you closer to your goals. Recently, I'm on a cut, which basically in gym terms means that I am burning body fat and losing weight right now. And one thing I did recently was I actually lowered my calorie intake by 200 calories because I realized that I wasn't losing weight and I was actually eating too many calories for my goals. So that one small change actually made a huge difference in my trajectory for my cut. And I've been losing weight faster, which is good, but still at a healthy rate. Like, don't worry. I'm only losing like 1 pound per week, but I'm just sharing this to share that even small changes in your routine can make a huge difference in your results. And I know I've talked about weight loss a lot recently, but again, this is not a weight loss episode. This is just me sharing aspects of my journey that have helped me a lot and just lessons I've learned along the way. All right, the third question is, how can I align my energy with the life that I want to create? So this is all about raising your vibration specifically to vibrate at the level that your next level self would have. I know I've used the word next level self so much already throughout this episode, but like, what does it feel like to be that person, to be him or to be her? How do you feel when you have all the things that you desire, whether it's the Porsche or the Malibu mansion or the digital nomad lifestyle, the thriving business? How does that feel? Really tap into that frequency and see how you can embody that in your day-to-day. Journal on it, visualize it while you're meditating. These are the things that really make a difference and can put you into a higher vibrational state. Just remember that your energy is your greatest asset, and it's something that no matter what is stripped away from you, like if you lost all your money tomorrow, your house burned down, Actually, this sounds terrible, so I'm not wishing this on anyone by any means, but I'm just giving an example. Even if things happen to you that are bad, yeah, you're going to be in a low vibrational state for a bit because you're human, but you could always find things to be grateful for. You could always bring your vibrational state back to a higher vibration and start magnetizing your desires again. So my point in saying this is saying, even if bad things happen and you face consequences that are out of your control, you always will have your energy, and that's something that nobody can strip away from you. And by raising your vibration, you bring more clarity, confidence, and magnetism into your life, which is really exciting. So that's about it for today's episode, but I do want to chat about something really exciting. So my Globe Gladiator membership has opened again, and we are having 2 trainings per month, usually centered around different themes. So this month is all about building your freedom lifestyle business, building a remote-friendly business model, and embodying your CEO energy going into 2025. So if that all sounds good to you, I am running a promotion right now where you can get in for $29 a month with the code ENERGY at checkout. I will leave a link down here in the show notes or in the YouTube description if you're tuning in on one of those platforms. But this membership I created as something that I would have wanted when I first started my business and started my journey as a digital nomad traveling the world. It's a community for people who desire to experience more freedom in their lives and see things that a lot of other people haven't seen and grow their businesses to new heights. So inside the membership, whenever you sign up, you get instant access to the Start Your Biz series. And this is a series of 5 trainings where I share my insights on how I started out as a freelancer, a marketing freelancer more specifically, and scaled up to an agency model. So with those 5 trainings, you can start your business, get started, build your portfolio, etc. Now, once you've gone through those, you could also have accountability within our group. So we're really there to hype you up inside the community, to share stories, share wins, share tips and tricks. That's what this is all about. You get to be part of a thriving community of entrepreneurs and aspiring digital nomads who are all connecting to help each other succeed. So in addition to that, you get access to our monthly Q&A call with your membership, as well as all the previous and upcoming trainings we're having. So there's more and more content being loaded into the membership every month. We're having live calls and we're just having a good time. So I would love to see you inside. Again, you can join for $29 a month with the code ENERGY at checkout. Link is down below. Well, that is it for this episode, my loves. If you enjoyed this, then please share it to your Instagram story and tag me with your favorite insight from today's episode. Also, I would love to chat with you in the DMs, so feel free to send me a message if you have any questions, or if you have any questions about Globe Gladiator, which is the membership I just mentioned. And that's pretty much it. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.